All right, hey guys, how you doing tonight? I know I'm being a bit of a bad friend right now. I know Michael and John are doing their Jep Nerdy. I debated about playing this, and then I said, you know what? I am a bad friend, so I'm gonna do this anyway. no, I really wanted to beat the level I didn't finish last time, and I did a quick test, like, for a few minutes trying to figure out maybe where I'd messed things up. And that way, whenever I played it again, I didn't want to be like, oh, maybe if I click on this pixel, maybe if I click on that pixel. I wanted to be able to just go, oh yeah, I know the one next thing I need to do. So I figured out that one thing, but I haven't, I've been good, and I haven't gone past that one thing. And I really want to see how this level ends. So sorry to John and Michael, but I am very much gonna play while you're doing Jep Nerdy. And hey, Multiplay Gunman, how are you doing? Oh, you're too kind. I don't know if I'd say my streams are better, but I truly appreciate that sentiment. And he's saying, I'm here. How naked do you have to be for this? Hey man, that is between you and anyone else around you. I am not the one in charge of you. So it turns out that the issue I was having is I was being too logical. And you know how on every other, what's going on here? There we go. On every other screen, the way this works is you take this little power core, this guy, and you plug it in, and the screen tells you exactly what you need to scan. It says there is life in the topographical map of the biotope.
Are within the jelly corals and the water.
Okay, so right there, it's within the jelly corals and the water. On every other map, it's like it's within the 4 tunnels. It's within the canyon and the caves. Turns out on this map, there is no water that you have to scan. So I was over here, you know, trying to find the water and ignoring these jelly corals. It turns out that this is exactly what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to scan each of the 4 jelly corals. And once I had done that, then it would have moved forward. But because I tried to take the hint from the game, I messed it up. So anyways, once I figured out that literally the only thing keeping me from progressing the game was scanning 2 of these stupid jelly corals, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be good. I'm not gonna move forward, but I am gonna go ahead and stream and get this going, because I want to see what happens next. And hey, Professor Brainy Specs, how are you doing? I am stingy. I mean, you're not wrong. I wouldn't say you're right per se either, though. I mean, if I had the $1,000 to lend out, I wish I had $1,000 just like, oh yeah, I'd totally loan you some quick cash. I don't think that counts as being stingy. I mean, can you be stingy with what you don't have?
This field.
I don't know. Maybe I'm being too logical about this. I think this one was the other one. Oh, I got a 50-50 chance of guessing the right one, which means I have a 100% chance of being wrong. Yes, Professor, I do know Jep Nerdy is going. I actually stalled for about 15 minutes before I started streaming. Because so on Thursday nights, well, let me rephrase that. On the 1st and 3rd of the month, my church does small groups. So this was one of the small group nights, and I get back and like I'm going to go ahead and stream this, because surely by now it's like 10:15.
This field unit is empty.
I knew it. I knew I'd guessed the wrong one. So I was like, you know, it's 10:15. Surely Michael and John are done with Jep Nerdy. Well, they weren't. And so I stalled around for about 15-17 minutes, and I almost didn't do this. I said, you know what? It'll be fine. They're either going to be wrapping up soon, or they won't be. But either way, anyone who wants to see this can at least catch the stream after the fact. So I figured what the heck? I'm gonna stream anyway. There we go. Now
All reading.
Now by having done just these 2 quick scans, I think the rest of the game... Oh wait, shoot. I think it starts to pick up here. But I just realized I forgot to pick up the field generator again. And interestingly,
The micro generator is out of power. We will have...
every time you leave the micro generator on a different screen, it instantly runs out of power. I'm not sure why that happens. Maybe there's something nefarious going on there? Beats me. Multigun is saying, I'm being ignored as usual. Surely not. Surely not. Definitely not by me, and certainly not by Professor. Professor is not one to ignore. He has felt that pain too much. Honestly, usually by me. I'm pretty horrible about paying attention most of the time. We're gonna go back to Data. He's more fun. Also, what? I swear I just saw use, and there was something. Oh, yeah, this Kujon Gibbon. And Jeff, I have to agree with the Multigun Man. You are the best. Okay, so now if I scan these last 2 samples on the sonic scope, I think at this point it's like, oh hey, maybe we should call so-and-so, maybe we should get someone's opinion. But it's like, it's not like these 2 scans tell us anything new. It's just, yeah, like we already knew that things were different. But now that we have 100% talked or gotten all the samples, at least I think we have. So now if I talk to someone, I think it'll move forward.
I'd like to talk to Healer Zolis.
Okay, so let's use the tricorder on the comm port, and this will let us talk to Healer Zolis.
Open a channel to Healer Zolis.
Channels open.
The double Z is extremely important.
I'm Lieutenant Commander Data of the Starship Enterprise. I'm investigating the absence of Dr. Hoon Forsh.
A Starfleet officer. I was expecting this.
Let's see. They indicated you knew a confrontation between the constable? Yeah,
Dr.
sure.
Malas indicated that you knew of a confrontation between Dr. Hoon Forsh and the constable.
Yes, the doctor mentioned it when she asked about Aramet. He's a Ferengi who provides us with alien species for the preserve.
Was she inquiring about mistagged animals from his shipment?
Well, thank you, Mulligan Man. I appreciate being under
Yes,
that umbrella.
She had spoken to Zudan, one of the 3 watchers in charge of the last shipment. He told her to talk to Aramet.
On several occasions, the Watchers requested restricted species
Look
and
at
were
Data's
denied.
face.
Is
It's
it
like he's
possible
talking
that
out the
Aramet
side
was
of his
secretly
mouth.
supplying the Watchers with illegal species?
Aramet has a rather unsavory reputation. The Watchers wouldn't have anything to do with someone like that. But you can ask Zudan yourself.
Did Consultant Idia know of Aramet's reputation when he recommended him for
It's
a
like they
traitor?
tried to animate him turning sideways, or it's like he got the mumps.
Considering how long Idia and Aramet have known each other,
But it's interesting that they haven't synced up for this lady and her avatar.
I think Idia even came here on Aramet's ship.
Interesting.
Did the other Watchers also tell her to speak to Aramet?
I doubt it. The other Watchers were at the quarantine shelter and suffered some kind of neural energy drain when the generators exploded. They've been comatose ever since. Zudan's the only Watcher on duty now.
We have found several animals which suffered energy drains. Perhaps we could compare neuroscans to see if the injuries are similar.
I'll send you the Watcher's neuroscans. You can view them on the bio table, but I recommend you speak to Watcher Zudan. You can...
Thank you for your time.
Certainly. Good luck to you.
Idia was the last to see Dr.
I
Bloomforge
disagree,
before she
Jeff. You are certainly
disappeared.
not horrible.
Idia is friends with a Ferengi, and Ferengi traders are not known for their honor. Perhaps Idia
Wow,
is
Worf,
guilty.
that's pretty speciesist of you. Judging all Ferengi broadly like that?
The Watchers suffered an electrical energy drain from their neural pathways, like the Myochordae mole. No unusual...
Guess all I can do is look at it. Like, it seems like that's something you should
Watchers
scan.
suffered
But, alright. Alright, let's go talk to the tracker guy? The one at the quarantine shelter. Let's get them all walking there. I'm tired of everyone just standing around like bumps on a log. Get a move on. I did try to look and see if anyone had released a patch for this game that would modify the walking speed, but man, there is nothing. Just absolutely nothing. Hey, we finally have someone we can talk to here. It's one of those things where if this was a game that I came back and I played year after year after year, and I certainly have DOS games like that. In fact, there's one called Star Control, which is just one of my absolute favorite games to play. And there's actually a freeware version of it called the Urquan Masters. Like, you can literally go out and download this right now. It is legal free. They released the source code, people reverse engineered it. They actually released language packs. So there's different versions. There's a DOS version, there's a 3DO version, and you can get the 3DO version that has all these extra sounds.
Starship Enterprise.
And tons of fun. Urquan Masters or Star Control 2. But if I played this all the time, then I would have 100% like try to go through a hex editor and figure out which one controls their walking speed, so I could patch this, because this is nuts how slow they go.
I understand the doctor spoke to you of her concerns regarding smuggling in the preserve.
Yes, she came here soon after the outages, ranting away. Imagine, accusing me, when I'm the one who told her about that Bohr mistagging.
What creature was in this area?
A 2-meter-long, 180-kilogram Celtis reptile, which came in on the last shipment.
Like a nicotine patch? I mean, kinda.
Next to its cage the night
except
of the
more
outages.
digital, less
It's still
physical.
missing.
My readings show traces of a tranquilizing agent in its waste.
Eramet always doses his animals with neurotranquilizers, just like Idia. We had to feed the reptile intravenously for days. It finally woke up right before the accident, just in time to escape.
This guy's incredibly blasé about everything that's happened. People almost died. It escaped. What you gonna do?
These readings share the same ionic residue as samples found near other creatures drained of electrical energy. And this cage
Jeff,
is
I don't
also
think
next
I've...
to the drain generator.
Masters of Orion, that one's not ringing a bell for me.
This reptile is a mistagged animal that can...
But there were no reports of it being seen near any of the power outages. And that reptile isn't easy to miss. Unless it's found a way to turn itself invisible, you're going to need another theory.
We have encountered several species capable of phasing out of the time continuum and, in effect, becoming invisible. We have also encountered species who consumed human neural energy.
Hey, that's the second
Celtis
time they mentioned
reptile
Times
may be a
Arrow,
life form
or
with
the creatures
similar
from Times
characteristics.
Arrow. I wonder if they're going to be important to the game,
If you
or if
believe
it's just going to be
so,
like
I suppose it's
this
possible.
one level has them. I mean, that'd be an interesting creature to be tracking throughout an entire game.
I have examined the neuroscans of the injured Watchers. The electrical energy within their neural pathways has decreased significantly. How could that have happened?
I don't know. During
Well,
my
you know,
evening
Multigun Man, it might
rounds,
seem
I found
weird
them
to release a nicotine
unconscious
patch for a
next to
game,
the Celtis reptile
but you gotta
cage.
remember,
I carried them outside
it helps you
the
keep
shelter and was
the edge
going
away.
for help
Helps you be
when
less
the
cranky. In
generators
this game,
exploded.
they could use a patch so people weren't cranky about it. Make people like it a little bit more.
When did you last see Dr. Hune Forsch?
I haven't seen her for some time. I've been busy recovering animals which escaped during the power outages. It's not easy work. The last time I saw her, I sent her to talk to Aramat.
Were you the one who found the carcass?
Yes. It died just before the outages, and I wanted her to test it.
Why did you not ask Consultant Idiot to test the carcass?
I don't trust him. Always drugging and
Yeah, he was the one that was
animals for his
like
experiments.
really snippy at
In
us
the
for disturbing
interests
him.
of science, he says. I don't know how he could have approved that mistagging in the first place.
And we even talked to him about the mistagging. He said he wasn't going to report it because he wanted to research a species like that.
Do the Watcher's stunners set off the preserve surveillance system?
The system only detects signs of distress. Normal sleep does not raise an alarm. Likewise, stunners and neurotranquilizers also don't alert the system. Unlike Idia and Aramat, we prefer stunners. Chemical sedation can be harmful.
An interesting distinction. Chemical sedation can be harmful, but somehow being hit by a phaser, not that dangerous.
Consultant Idia mentioned that only Watchers can change the ID tags.
That's true, but the suppliers tag the animals first. We just match them up with the constable's shipping orders. Idia is responsible for verifying them.
Is it true that the Watcher's requests for restricted species were rejected?
Only 4 species out of 112. Of course, we were upset at first, but once the preserve is completed, we can always try again.
4 out of 112? And they're upset? I mean, let's see, some quick math here. That means they got 108 out of 112, or 96% approval. You got people fussing over 3.5%, basically? Come on now.
Thank you for your time.
Watch your step now.
Idia persuaded the constable to use Aramat, and Idia is also capable of verifying mistagged species. And he had the neurotranquilizers to knock out Dr. Hune Forsch if she posed a threat to him.
Only stunners or drugs could disable someone without setting off the surveillance systems. Idia has a supply of neurotranquilizers.
Beverly's face when she talks looks so weird. Okay, let us go talk to Constable, maybe? I think we got enough evidence to do something here. Yes, in the Federation, you'll take long, peaceful walks in idyllic countrysides. Jeff was saying that Masters of Orion was a turn-based 4X. That's explore, expand, exploit, exterminate game where you conquer the galaxy. That sounds a lot like Star Control. Or at least Star Control 2. Star Control 1 was something wildly different. More like a proof of concept game than anything else. And then Star Control 3 was bought out by some different people and it went a weird direction. Fun game, but weird direction.
Constable, we have reason to believe that Consultant Idia smuggled rare species into the preserve through his friend Aramat.
Are you trying to pick up where Dr. Hune Forsch left off? She accused nearly everyone else of the same thing.
Consultant Idia persuaded you to hire Aramat, and he knowingly verified mistagged animals. He also uses neurotranquilizers.
I'd laugh so much if both
which
these
could have
avatars
stunned
right here
Dr.
were,
Hune Forsch
were
without
talking in
triggering your
sync.
surveillance systems.
Idia's been nothing but trouble since he got here. This time he's gone too far. I'll send for him so we can settle this once and for all.
Please wait here until Constable Lixie returns.
Oh, okay. Can I scan this yet?
Constable Lixie is a Marassian.
I use... Oh, nope, she's back. Hi. Oh.
Constable, we asked Consultant Idia to go to your office. He went to get
some items, then suddenly beamed out. He seems to be
I see, that's just a rookie mistake. You don't let a suspect take themselves to the constable office. You grab them and personally escort them to the police station.
He must have called Aramet for help. The Ferengi has a subspace transporter. See if you can find Dr. Hunforsh.
A subspace transporter. Is that nonsense? That sounds a little nonsense. Like, that sounds like a convenient plot device that lets you beam people through subspace over, like, planetary distances.
There's a woman here asleep with a gag over her mouth. Maybe she knows.
What? What? Oh, hey, you know, not to bother you or anything, you know, no rush, no concern, but I thought maybe I might mention that there's a woman tied up and gagged. No big. You want me to see if she knows anything?
That's her, you idiot.
Yeah,
Take her and send
that's
her
her, you
here.
idiot, come
And have a
on.
look around Idia's office while you're there. He might have left some evidence.
Mulligan man confirmed. Life with Matthew condones police brutality. False. False. Jeff was saying Masters of Orion 3 was the absolute worst. Masters of Orion
Have you
Conquer the
captured it
Stars.
yet?
The fourth game redeemed the series, but many still felt it was the inferior to the first two games. Oh.
No. Unfortunately, he escaped with Aramet. This Federation team was sent to find you. Perhaps they can help.
I'm Lieutenant Commander Data of the Enterprise. We will apprehend Idia and Aramet.
Forget them. We have to recapture the Mistag Sultus. It's already killed dozens of animals and destroyed several containment field generators.
The creature must be captured. Constable, can we use the force field at the quarantine shelter?
The shelter force field will not help us. The creature escaped once, and it will escape again.
Perhaps we can rephase the force field energy frequencies. The creature may not be able to adapt quickly enough to the changes.
That might work. But the only place we can rephase the force field power is at the main power grid.
Oh, where's that?
I will go to the main power grid and perform the necessary modifications.
Good. The power grid is on the other side of the preserve. Take
Oh,
one of the
okay, there we
shuttles.
go.
I hate to interrupt, but just how are we supposed to lure this creature back to the shelter?
Is this the missing lady? I don't feel like she really got introduced sufficiently.
Since the
I'm assuming
creature
it's the missing
requires
lady.
energy, we can attempt to channel all available energy into the shelter generators. The creature should be attracted to it.
We can't. We're using all our energy reserves to maintain the biotopes.
The harmonic collector is capable of emitting high-energy EM fields. We may be able to use it at the shelter.
Yes, that should do it. V, I'll send one of the Watchers with you to the shelter to help set it up. If we can get the field power rephased, we might get that thing under control. I'll stay and monitor the situation from here.
And now we shall walk. But hey, that just gives me plenty of time to look at chats. Let's see. Professor Brain Specs was saying that Master of Orion Conquer the Stars featured the voice acting of Mark Hamill, Michael Dorn, Dwight Schultz, really, and John DeLance, and Alan Tudyk, who, frankly, he might have been the one doing the chicken noise right there. I don't know. We know from Moana that he does an excellent chicken. Now can we actually... Now we can actually go into the shuttle dock. There we go. I was wondering if we're ever going to be allowed to do anything with this. Hey, Truck Reviewer, how you doing tonight? Saying data and command of away team, that's something you do not see often in TNG. So, with these sort of games, you get to choose whoever you want to be in charge, and I think it just makes sense on this away mission for Data to be the one in charge. Like, if it was more combat-oriented, I'd totally have Worf doing it.
Conduit networks control energy distribution. No unusual
One of the things I remember from the
utility
25th
trunk
anniversary
controls
game
the field energy distribution to the waveguide conduit networks.
is that you were one of the things you're judged on is how much you had the characters act like Starfleet officers. So if you just had them like beating up everyone, phasers set to kill, you could beat the episode or you could beat the level, but you get a bad score at the end. And one of the things that made you get a good score, the best score, is like you have to scan everything. So I don't know if they have you do it in this game. I remember like them having some more witty dialogue for the things you scanned. Maybe I got some blinders on there. Maybe there's some nostalgia influencing my memory here. Let's go ahead and use...
I do not believe...
Fine. The trunk? There we go.
The energy fields are responding. Frequency phasing complete.
Constable, has the harmonic collector been arranged?
Yes, but Dr. Hunforsh needs your help with the quarantine shelter. The only watchers I could find are needed to oversee the
Truck
other
Viewer
biotopes.
is saying we see a subspace transporter in the TNG episode where Damon Bach blames Picard, or claims Picard is his son. Do we really? Are they any different than normal transporters? I remember the episode in general, but I don't remember the specifics. And then Jeff lists the first 2 games of the Masters of Orion available on GOGE. Are they free or do they cost a little bit? Because one of the interesting things I'm noticing, and I kind of like this, GOG takes the games, they figure out what settings you need to do in DOSBox, and then they release a config file, and sometimes they add some extra sounds that maybe the DOS version wouldn't have. Maybe there was a special CD-ROM version, and they incorporate the sounds and all that. And then they charge a very, very small amount. And I do enjoy that they kind of help preserve it that way. But at the same time, by doing that, it raises a question of, like, I mean, some of these companies are way, way extinct and don't exist anymore. I mean, Interplay, I think Interplay still exists. But it does raise a question, if I'm using the DOS version, is that truly abandonware at this point? Since I'm using a version that's not up for sale? It's an interesting gray territory. But usually GOG, they don't charge too much. Like usually they charge a very reasonable $3 to $5 for old games.
We will be there.
Just one more thing. Zudan tells me those generators won't hold up for long, and we can't afford to send much power to the shelter right now. Many biotopes are already on reserve power only.
We will review the situation at the shelter when we arrive. Where will you be?
I'll be controlling electrical systems from my office. Then I have to call an emergency meeting of the Marassian Constabulary to explain just what's going on.
I do not believe that.
So the only reason... Are you kidding me? The only reason they had me come to this was to click this one utilities trunk. I feel like that was a waste of time. Hey, but at least they brought me straight here, so I'll forgive them. If they had me go back to the space dock,
Have you devised a means to trap
I
the
would have been
creature?
annoyed.
It's all set up, but I need you to operate those consoles while I keep an eye on the creature from here.
Truck Reviewer was saying that the subspace transporters just had a longer range. Is that would be an interesting trivia question. What episode did subspace transporters play a role in? Because I don't think we saw them much beyond that instance.
What do you wish me to do?
The harmonic collector's hooked into console 2. Once activated, it'll emit high-energy pulses to lure the creature in.
Okay, so I go to console 2 to use it to bring the creature in. And then what? That it? You're not gonna give me more information? Okay. Was that the TARDIS sound effect?
I do not believe that will work.
Okay, so I've... Now what?
What is the next?
Once the creature gets here, close the gates. The controls are on console 1.
Okay.
That is unnecessary.
It's unnecessary to talk to her? I feel like it's very necessary.
That is
We did it. Now what took you so long to find me?
The investigation was actually quite short in duration. Apparently your absence was not keenly felt. Constable Lixie had attributed your absence to a field trip.
She was probably still upset that I accused her of smuggling. I suppose I should apologize to her, now that I know Idia was behind the whole thing.
How did Consultant Idia learn that you suspected him? Did you accuse him of smuggling as well?
I didn't confront him. I was just looking for information. But after I asked him about the Sultis, he must have panicked and decided to drug me. I should have suspected when he invited me to dinner. He hates to hear people talk while he eats.
It appears the Watchers knew nothing of Idia's scheme to smuggle rare animals into the preserve through Aramut.
They were the ones who brought the Mistag boar to my attention in the first place. They weren't smuggling anything.
Apparently, Consultant Idia underestimated this reptile's appetite for electrical energy.
That egotist, thinking he could get away with it. Some of these animals are even from Romulan space. Did he think I wouldn't notice?
Are you certain the animals are Romulan in origin?
It would take more tests to be certain, but they definitely came from Romulan space. It's not surprising. Aramut does a lot of trading along the neutral zone.
Wait, came from Romulan space? I thought Michael told us that there's like 2 or 3 star systems in the Romulan space.
What will happen to this reptile?
I'm sure Constable Lixie will want to send it back, unless I can convince her to keep it here. A creature like that doesn't come by every day.
I believe the captain will want to pursue Idia and Aramut. Will this incident significantly delay completion of the preserve?
It'll be a little behind schedule, but I have a few suggestions to help them speed things up.
Is it breaking the law? Because that really speeds things up.
Then it is time we return to the Enterprise. Good luck, Doctor. Beam us up.
See, Jeff is saying that the Masters of Orion 1 and 2 can be purchased together for $5.99. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. Like, usually they're pretty reasonably priced on GOG.
For the chaos on Marassia may have come from Romulan space. We are currently searching for the Ferengi trader Aramut. Despite somewhat questionable trading practices, he has never violated Federation law until now.
Point of order, Picard. I believe what you mean is we have never caught him violating Federation law.
Captain, Tabak asks to speak with you.
Captain, I heard about what happened on Marassia. That creature you discovered, it sounds exactly like a Verenak, a Garidian creature. Except the Verenak was exterminated long ago.
How could a Ferengi trader get hold of an extinct animal?
Well, there's this guy, he had a park, some mosquitoes and amber were involved. It's a whole story, man.
I have a theory. The followers brought many animals with them when they fled Gerid. It may be that this creature came from the followers' colony.
So if we learn where he got the animal, we may learn where the 5th scroll is.
I think this is a promising lead to pursue.
Captain, we've found Aramut. Our Ferengi trader should be at Jaward 3.
Well, that was easy.
Set a course for the Jaward system. Engage.
Oh, but the 4th game was $29.99? Okay, that's not exactly cheap. But it was the one with all the voice actors, so... I mean, Hamill needs his cut. Oh, yeah, not TARDIS sound effect. I was being a little tongue-in-cheek on that one. I just the way it came out and the up and down motion it was doing made me think of one of the TARDISes, one of the older ones. Because it even had kind of the triangular center area. Trucker Fury is saying that the company that made the game was Spectrum Holobyte, which went out of business in 1998. I wonder who bought their rights though. Because I mean, I also saw when it started, it said Interplay.
Federation space.
So it seems like it was a collection of companies worked together to make this. Someone has the rights to it. I'm willing to bet that when they went out of business, someone bought their assets, you know? Yep, just traveling through the space here. Nothing to see.
According to Aramit's flight plans, he should have arrived at Joward 3.
Mr. Data, report.
There is no ship in this vicinity. However, sensors are picking up subspace induction vortices headed for the Nygold system.
Set a course for the Nygold system.
What's a subspace? Whatever they say. Are they talking like a wormhole? Is this another type of propulsion system? It sounds interesting. Wait, so we flew there just to fly somewhere else? That's weird. I wonder if I wasn't on Cadet, if different things would be happening here. Maybe I should increase the difficulty. Let's do that. There we go. We'll do medium.
Admiral William,
What's your assessment?
you did good work on Marasia. Dr. Hunforsh is back at work with the Preserve, and relations with the Marasians have improved noticeably since your visit. Shall I go on?
No, thank you.
No,
So
thank you.
they don't review anymore. I actually really liked that aspect of the 25th anniversary and Judgment Rights. Both of those,
Got out.
they literally graded you for how much did
Captain,
you
we are approaching Aramit's
adhere
ship.
to Starfleet ideals. I like that. But this is more like, oh, here's what you just have been doing. Congratulations. Okay, so we are coming up to the Ferengi. I don't think Picard, prior to first contact, would go in guns a-blazing. So let's not lock phasers on them. We're gonna start by just hailing them. That's all. I think that's all Picard would do.
Hail them, Mr. Worf.
They are not responding.
Let's see if we can't get a scan.
Scan the ship.
I think that's the
want to know
next
if Idiot is
appropriate
on
response.
His hull is lined with a neutronium alloy. Our sensors are unable to penetrate it.
Hey, Donnie Pearson, how are you doing? Saying it's a super salty Jep nerdy raid. Well, thank you for everyone coming over from there. And Michael, if you're here, I did explain. I apologize. I did apologize. I just figured also that I I wouldn't be interfering anything.
They are attempting to flee. At maximum speed, they will be out of range in 12 seconds.
I'm gonna wait 12 seconds. I want to see what happens here. Will the game make my choice for me? It's a quick test to find out. I say that, but I feel like 12 seconds have passed. I'm not a patient man. So even a few seconds feel like it's an eternity. I feel like that's 12 seconds. Let him go. Let's see what he does.
Let him go. Let's see what he does.
Captain, the Ferengi has entered the neutral zone.
Mr. Worf, open a channel.
Aye, Captain.
This is Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the Enterprise. You are in violation of Federation law. If you do not surrender immediately, we will be forced to take action.
Now wait, I'm not sure. It's talking about Federation law. Is Ferenginar technically part of the Federation? I don't think it is. I think they have a trade agreement with them, but for all I know, the Ferengis are allowed in Romulan space.
Well then,
We're certainly not.
I surrender, Captain. All you have to do is come and get me.
Ha! There we go.
Aramat, your friend Idia has been charged with kidnapping. If he is on your ship, I'll have to add harboring a fugitive to your list of crimes.
And what if I am guilty, human? Are you willing to risk war with the Romulans in order to apprehend me?
I think you meant human.
Perhaps the Romulans would be interested to learn that several of the species you transported came from their space. I think I'll send them a report.
Is it the night before Earth Day? I did not know that, Donnie.
You do know what Romulans do to smugglers, don't you?
What lies are you spreading,
Did that used to be called Arbor
I didn't
Day?
take any Romulan species. They were from Phrygia.
Well, if we're mistaken, I'm sure you can explain everything to the Romulans when they find you.
I am sure we can negotiate a deal, Captain Picard.
The only thing I'm willing to negotiate is your surrender, as well as Idia's.
You can take Idia, but I can tell you much in exchange for my freedom. Perhaps you'd be interested in some unusual movements of the Romulan fleet.
Mr. Data, transmit
I think
the
your neck is
coordinates of the
moving
brig
kind
so
of
that Adamat can
unusually.
beam Idia to his new quarters. All right, Adamat, you've got a deal.
Done then. It is a fair exchange. You may have Idia and my shipping records immediately. Now, for the information you have purchased. I hear reports from the other side of the neutral zone. Not that I have ever been there, of course.
Other
About
than
a
right now.
massive refit of the Romulan fleet.
You're literally there right now.
What kind of refit?
They've upgraded the warp coils and added secondary power cores to many warbirds. The weapons systems suffer, of course. It may even impair cloaking ability, but they could easily outlast any Federation vessel at maximum warp.
It sounds as if the Romulans are in a race, one they want to win very badly.
Who can say what the Empire does or does not want? But a merchant always watches the spending habits of potential customers. For example, there has been a sharp rise in the price of ancient Tikan and Chodak relics in sectors near the neutral zone.
Interesting information, if it's true.
I would never cheat you, Captain. Now, this has been very entertaining, but I do have other customers.
The Ferengi is moving away. Warp 5.
Let him go. We have what we came for.
Captain, the report on Aramut's shipment is in the computer. Apparently the animals which Dr. Hune Forge thought were from Romulan space actually came from Shoniosho Epsilon 6, uncharted territory.
I like the way Riker read Shoniosho. That sounds like how I would say it if I had messed up pronouncing the name like 15 times and was just desperately trying to get through a take and move on.
I'll be sure to look at that report soon, number one.
There's more, Captain. We can check on those animals in the Federation morphology database. These creatures are definitely related to species from Garrett. Shanoishu Epsilon 6, or Phrygia, as Aramut calls it, might just be our lost Garidian colony.
Be sure to alert our guests. Lay in a course for Shanoisho Epsilon 6, Warp 5.
Aye, sir.
Engage.
And off we go again. Awesome. Yeah, so if Earth Day used to be Arbor Day, I remember doing that in Scouts. I remember I actually got a, like, there's a place near us. I want to say it was the Boys Ranch, which weird name. It was such a weird name that when we first moved here, interrupting a story with another story. When we first moved here, my oldest brother had had like just some rough times with my dad. You know how it is. You get to a certain age, and you just chafe having to listen to some old guy tell you what to do. And so my dad is like, you know what? I'm gonna take my brother out to I'm gonna take him out to the Boys Ranch. We're gonna have fun, throw around a frisbee, play soccer, play some catch, whatever. And so he tells my brother he's gonna take him to the Boys Ranch, and he thought like it was a ranch that you took boys to and just left him there. He literally thought my dad was getting rid of him. He's like, I'm sorry, Dad, I'm never gonna, back talk against you again. But I think that's where we had this Arbor Day once, and I got a tree. I have no idea what happened to that tree. I'm pretty sure it died. I think it was one of those things where it's like, here, kid, have a tree. And it was like a decently sized tree, like a 3 to 5 gallon tree, something you'd get at Home Depot, and it's one of those things like you bring it, and my mom and dad were like, what do you think we're gonna do with this tree? And sorry, I tried to keep it watered and stuff, but it died. There's no way it survived.
Standard orbit.
Captain's log supplemental. The Enterprise has arrived at the Shono Isho Epsilon system, where according to Aramut's data, we expected to find the world where the followers settled. However, our sensors show no Class M planets in the system at all.
Oh yeah, Jeff. I am absolutely not an Earth Day ally.
Captain, we must discover where Eramut obtained the Veranak. When we find the Veranak, we find the followers. And the fifth scroll.
We must locate the fifth scroll, Captain.
What do you intend to do?
We will present it to our people.
And discovering the fifth scroll would be the accomplishment.
We already heard that.
Please, Captain. In the name of justice.
Okay, so they have nothing new to add.
Primary core access enabled. Systems online.
So can I fly to different places? How does this work? Within a star and world, and just click on it? Interesting. So oh, that's okay. And what's this? Whoa. Oh my goodness, it's just all over the place. I don't even know how I'm clicking on things. Can I go to all these places? That's awesome. I might just randomly go around places. But not right now. Huh.
Warning. Selected destination is a subspace vortex. Warning. Selected destination is a subspace vortex.
Huh. Interesting. Okay, so let's go back to the bridge because I don't need to be doing anything here.
Data, is it possible there's something we missed?
I can attempt to enhance the scan matrix. That may increase our sensor resolution.
Make it so.
Jeff is saying, one thing I like about this game over the 25th anniversary or Judgment's Rights are the bridge sequences. Way less cartoony. That is true. The sequences, like I showed very briefly when my mouth sensitivity was set way too high. Which one was it? It was the 25th anniversary. And it was definitely a much more cartoony look to it. Once you're on the planet, they look fairly similar. But this it looks like they were trying to start doing some maybe not live motion capture, but at least get people looking very close to how they looked in real life. Or at least as close as they could get for the time.
Mr. Worf, your analysis.
Captain, we should check our...
Should we, Worf? I feel like we know what to do.
I don't think Aramut was lying to us about this location, Captain. I do sense life out there, but it's hard to be more specific at this distance.
If the followers are out there, how do you propose we locate them?
These are people who fled from persecution on Garrid. They might be hiding deliberately. It may be better to let them locate us by sending out a general message of friendship.
I hadn't even thought about it like that. Worf denied again.
Perhaps one of our passengers could think of something that would encourage the followers to respond.
Aramut is a Ferengi. Maybe he altered...
That is a possibility. There is physical evidence, however, that Aramut did visit this system.
What sort of evidence, Mr. Data?
The hull of Aramut's ship had recently been irradiated by chromaton particles. Shono Isho Epsilon is the only star in this sector that emits chromaton particles.
Not to be confused with chronoton particles, which we all know Janeway just gets into way too much trouble with those. Okay, so let's save the game real quick here. In case I mess things up.
We've arrived at Aramut's coordinates, but if the followers are here, they're hiding. Do you suppose...
Perhaps they would pay attention to someone who quoted the lawgiver. Captain, If you patch me through your comm system, I could send out an appropriate message.
And Cinnabon, I don't think it lets me randomly fire
Make it
torpedoes.
so. Aye, Captain.
And when the lawgiver left Garrett, he said of the ruling council, "They have taken my words and engraved them backwards."
Ooh, that's an indictment. Yeah, Jeff, the future's the past is the future.
There
It
is no
all gives me a
response, sir.
headache.
Well, it was worth a try.
Too long have we been this...
I was hoping she might say something.
There is no response from the planet, Captain.
Mr. Data,
I suggest we...
Sir, we are being hailed.
Who is this that knows the lawgiver's lament?
I am Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the Federation Starship Enterprise. With whom do I have the honor of speaking?
I shall need more information before I can trust you. Tell me more about yourself.
We represent the United Federation of Planets. We are on a mission of peace.
Is that why your ship is bristling with weapons?
Hard to make peace without a gun.
We use our weapons purely for defense.
I see. And would the Federation be willing to defend us?
You know, for defense, for drilling holes in planets, for blowing up asteroids, for target practice. I guess we technically use our phasers and weapons for lots of reasons.
Starfleet protects all of Federation space, which includes this system. If you wish, your world could even apply for Federation membership.
I don't think the Romulans or Garidians would like that. They both have made claims on this world.
Well, then who are you?
That is unfortunate, but immaterial. Your planet is in Federation space. If you ask for our assistance, we will give it.
Because we're a benevolent dictatorship.
That is a noble attitude.
You're going to be part of our space whether you like it or not. We decided it with other people. We're colonialists. We have a manifest destiny.
We have several Garidian refugees aboard. They are seeking to bring the wisdom of the lawgiver's fifth scroll back to Garrett.
Garrett had its chance, and it cast the lawgiver and our ancestors aside. It is too late to mend their relations with us now.
Wow, that's harsh.
These are reformers hoping to use the lawgiver's words to improve Garidian society.
That is a cause the lawgiver would have approved. You've given me much to think about, Captain. Allow me a few moments to consider it.
I understand. We will remain in orbit and await your response.
So, has anyone read any good books lately? Perhaps played a fun game in the holodeck?
Sir, we are being hailed.
Oh, hold that thought.
On screen.
I have decided to trust you. I am Larak, Chancellor of the planet, Phrygia. How did you know we were here?
A Ferengi trader claimed he picked up some Garidian animals here.
Aramat. We started dealing with him to purchase some outside technology, and we gave him some animals in return. Fortunately, we never told him much about ourselves.
How do you manage to conceal your entire planet?
Oh, we're Time Lords. Can't you see Gallifrey in the background there?
The technology is similar to the Romulan cloaking device. It fools sensors into misreading what they see. We had to protect ourselves in case Garrett's forces came after us.
May I send some of my crew down to learn more about you?
I think we made it pretty clear that we're isolationists.
Since our deception is discovered, I suppose there is no harm in letting a small number of off-worlders visit. But there must be no Garidians in the party. They have not yet earned our trust.
Terms, Chancellor. I shall send my first officer, Commander Riker, as my personal representative.
Good, Captain. It is always gratifying to deal with a man of reason. I will transmit the landing coordinates to your computer.
Thank you. Number one, this is an extremely important first contact situation. I want you to lead the away team. See if you can locate the fifth scroll for our Garidian passengers.
Yes, sir.
And for the love of sanity, don't flirt with the women. Send all the Garidians. Yeah,
Beam
unfortunately, I
down
don't think they give me that
selected.
choice. At least I get to bring a phaser down this time. Yeah, oh, by the way, it turns out, you know how last time I was playing this, I used the phaser and apparently setting it to maximum power to disintegrate a cable data was the wrong choice and killed a lady? Yeah, her name, it turned out, was Anna Bennett. She was apparently one of my descendants.
Thank you for letting us beam down. I'm Commander William Riker of the Starship Enterprise.
Except for Aramut, we have not had Outworld visitors since the Lawgiver brought us here. I have thousands of questions to ask, but I will do it at another time. How can I help you, Commander Riker?
You are correct, Jeff. I don't get that reference. Is it a Babylon 5 reference? I'm assuming it's not a Homeworld reference. That would have been along the nose there.
What are these pyramids?
The pyramids are relics of an ancient race called the Chodak. They were here long before we arrived from Garrod. Each sect adapted a pyramid to serve as a transporter to their temple.
I can move this? That's cool.
We've heard of the Chodak, but it's rare to find evidence of their presence in this section of the galaxy.
Oh yes, the Chodak Empire was vast indeed. Like
oh, excuse me, San Antonio 9 reference,
I have made
yes.
extensive studies of their culture. I am actually considered something of an expert in the translation of Chodak runes.
We're looking for information about the fifth scroll your lawgiver brought here with him.
Why are you aliens interested in our scroll?
Why are you being so stingy with it?
It may be the only way to prevent a civil war back on Garrod. Can you help us?
I am afraid not. I am only in charge of the civil government. That is a religious matter, so you must ask the leaders of the sects for help.
It's only been 1,000 years since the lawgiver left Garrod. Has your religion had such serious splits in so short a time?
I feel like whoever wrote this line, maybe they haven't done any research on Christianity.
Sadly, yes. Even before the lawgiver's death, his disciples began to disagree over the way his writings should be interpreted. They each made a copy of the fifth scroll that emphasized their own particular biases over all the others.
That must have been confusing.
It was worse than that. The lawgiver became disgusted with them and hid his original manuscript, vowing that no one would find it until the sects learned to cooperate.
That's right, Cinnabon. There is no religion in the Federation. That was Roddenberry's great dream for some reason.
From the way you're talking, I guess they never have.
An accurate appraisal. The lawgiver said he left the keys to the scroll's location with each of the sects. But so far, after centuries of feuding, all the sects have done is formalize their competition into the Declaratory.
The Declaratory?
Yes, a series of philosophical contests the sects hold every decade. The winner has the right to collect some prize from the loser.
Well, you've been very helpful. Thank you.
I want to know what the prize
I must
is.
return to my other duties now, but I will monitor your progress as my schedule permits. May the spirit of the lawgiver guide your steps.
Now I'm just going to do this cross pose and peace out. Y'all have fun. Alright, let's scan some stuff.
The transporter's running off the power this generates. This pyramid's 900,000 years old. This pyramid... I'm not sure what to make of these readings. The transporter...
Alright, Riker. Stand down, son. Let's see. I like Data more. This is a mission of utmost importance, so obviously I think Troy's the right one to do this.
May the wisdom of the lawgiver ring sweetly in your ears. I am Songmaster Stamblier, leader of the Chanters. Chancellor Larak told me to expect you. How may I help you?
True, Cinnabon. It is more of a mud hut than a pyramid.
The instrument's broken. What a shame.
Just listen to those line deliveries.
The instrument's broken. What a shame.
You can feel her remorse.
These plants play music by expelling gas from their air sacs.
Okay.
That's not work. I sense this man is basically open and good-hearted, but he might get a little touchy if you say the wrong thing. I'm Counselor Deanna Troy of the Federation Starship Enterprise.
Chancellor Larak told me I would be speaking to Commander Riker. It would be a violation of protocol.
Fine. We'll use Riker since that's the only one you'll talk to.
I'm Commander Riker of the Federation Starship Enterprise.
I guess they're like, look, we don't want to pay all of you to say these lines. We're going to have a single voice for this, and it's going to be Riker this time. It makes sense. I mean, you don't want to pay to have everyone say all this.
What is this place?
This is the practice hall of the Choir of Holy Intonations. Here we grow the pluvoids and perfect their chants.
These pluvoids seem to be some form of plant life. Do they actually understand what they're singing?
Not really, but they have beautiful tonal quality. That is important for holy chants.
Of course.
Why do you call yourselves the Chanters?
Our founder, Ifnik, believed the path to true enlightenment lies in singing. We grow these pluvoids and train them to sing holy songs. By focusing so deeply on the eternal mysteries, we gain a clearer insight into the nature of religion and salvation.
That reminds me a lot of like the Tibetan prayer wheels, or is it Buddhist? Whichever one, where they just set up these wheels that spin in the wind on top of mountains, and each time the wheel spins, it counts as a prayer for them. As if they had been the one to say it, instead of just a piece of wood spinning on a mountain.
Lovely temple you have here.
Thank you. We constructed this chamber to optimize its acoustic effects.
Why is there one hole that doesn't have a gold ring around it?
Oh, we lost that ring to those discordant seekers in the declaratory many years ago.
Your instrument seems to be broken.
Oh, we lost its sonic redigitizer to those discordant seekers.
Okay, so maybe I can find this for you?
Can you help us find the original fifth scroll?
What is wrong with the copy?
We need the original for his...
Oh, I see. I do not think I can help
Sorry,
you.
I shouldn't be skipping over that.
Our sect has lost so many
let them read it
items
out.
in the declaratory that I doubt we would be very good treasure hunters. But some of our chants go back for centuries, even to the days of the lawgiver. Would you like to hear one?
Yeah.
That's a very generous offer. I would love to hear your pluvoids sing.
Hey, we made a joke about this, but we're literally going to have a concert. I mean, this is a TNG episode.
We are happy to oblige. This chant is called The Futility of Wisdom.
이내누 수담이래. Now we need his Boimler with the violin. I wonder if YouTube is going to count this as like composed music. You never know with them.
Thank you for letting us hear that. It was very enlightening.
Since you enjoyed it so much, I shall give you an orchestrion that will let you listen to it whenever you wish. And feel free to visit us anytime. May the songs of the lawgiver bring you fulfillment.
Now I can use this? Okay, yep. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. You don't need to go out of your way for me. Okay, so let's go into the desert. There's always good things in the desert, right?
It's a pretty sturdy plant. I guess things can grow. This isn't an exploratory mission. There'll be plenty of time for biology experiments later.
Will there? There better be. I expect there to be lots of time later on.
May the lawgiver's spirit grant you wisdom. I am Arch Rashan Natural, Chief Assistant to His Exalted Prominence Elant of the Seekers. Chancellor Larak told me to expect you.
You know, I try not to judge,
How may I be of service?
but I feel like we've found the satanic cult. Like, I wouldn't be at all surprised to see, like, Cthulhu pop out here.
This is probably the safe.
I sense this man is very ambitious. He's not exactly lying, but he doesn't care about helping us either.
The fiend.
I wonder what's beyond. I think this plaque was meant to scare people.
Let's scan some stuff.
We need the right key. It's a solidly built door. I'm not sure what to make of these readings.
Well, that's probably because you're Troy and not someone like Data or LaForge. But still, let's
No unusual. It looks more
let's get back to Riker and talk to him.
I'm Commander Riker of the Federation Starship Enterprise.
Why does the Federation want this planet? Yeah, they don't. They don't. They just want a piece of paper from this planet. Like, there's a fifth scroll. It'll give rights to the plebes, you know, stuff like that. Why is your group called the Seekers? Because they seek Cthulhu.
Why is your group called the Seekers?
Our founder, Baranam, believed that the path to enlightenment lies in searching for the truth. We are humble in our ignorance. Only the truth will free our souls.
What is this place?
It has many names. It is usually called the Hall of Triumph, but recently some have called it the Path of No Return.
Should I be concerned about this?
When did this start being called the Path of No Return?
Probably about the time the human sacrifices started.
More than a month ago, our leader Elant vanished through the door of enlightenment. He has not returned.
What is this door of enlightenment you mentioned?
At the end of this path is a door no one has ever opened. No one before Elant, that is.
Why hasn't anyone opened this door before?
There is a gatekeeper who jealously guards the doorway. He asks a series of questions when anyone tries to pass it. And if the person does not answer all the questions appropriately, the gatekeeper will not let him pass.
You know, things like, what's your name? What's your quest? What's your favorite color? What's the aeronautical wind speed of 2 swallows carrying a coconut? Basic things.
Isn't it possible that the original 5th scroll might be hidden on the other side of the door of enlightenment?
I suppose so. But why should we risk our safety when we have the true copy of the scroll anyway?
Fair enough.
What is the gatekeeper like?
It is a very advanced device with strange, almost telepathic powers. Some say it is holdover Chodak technology, and others say the lawgiver had something to do with it.
How do you jealously guard a door? Anyone who looks at it, you hit. Say, that's my door. Watch where you're looking.
Lovely temple you have here.
Thank you. It pleases us.
Can you help us find the original 5th scroll?
I can let you see the true copy made by Baranam, our sect's founder.
What kind of questions does the gatekeeper ask?
They are very complex and philosophical. The gatekeeper is quite unpredictable.
Thank you for your time.
What do you mean, thank you for your time? I wasn't done talking to him. I was in the middle of talking to him.
Thank you for your time.
That's it? Fine, let's go talk to the sculpture.
Come no closer. I am the gatekeeper of the Door of Enlightenment. You must answer my questions appropriately to determine whether you are wise enough to proceed. Those who answer inappropriately will be punished if they attempt to pass.
Hey Josh Street, how you doing?
Which of the sects has correctly interpreted the 5th scroll?
None of them.
None of them has the correct interpretation.
You are wrong to see dissonance where there is simply... What is the central principle of the 5th scroll?
Everybody seems to have a different interpretation. I'm not sure what to believe.
Knowing what not to believe often eliminates confusion. By what right are you here?
For all I know, we may not have any right to be here.
Then you have already started to learn. You are approaching enlightenment, but you must reconsider your answers.
So, define punished if I try to walk through this. Let's see what happens when I do this. I'm gonna do it anyway.
Ask me your question.
Why?
We're looking for the original manuscript of...
You have no reason to... What is the central principle?
Everyone seems to have a different answer.
Knowing what... Why do you...
I don't know what is beyond it.
Then you do not know. You are approaching enlightenment.
But it still doesn't like one of the answers I gave it. I guess I guess I need to be cryptic in my responses, and then it'll let me go pie.
You have not answered all my questions.
Oh, come on. That's lame. And Judgment Strikes, they'd be doing like some do 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 type music, and someone would have just died. Well, I think Troy can handle this.
You have not.
Oh, whoops. I figured he'd ask some more questions.
Oh.
So are they dead?
It's Counselor Troy, the
No. Well, Jordy, you want to give your best shot at this?
Ask me your question.
Define your...
The prime...
You understand that. How can the sects be...
Okay.
I have no...
You appreciate why...
I'm not sure of that myself.
Questioning yourself, who are...
Everyone plays so many roles in life. It is impossible to label them.
You understand the fundamental paradox of existence. To know that you know nothing is the beginning of enlightenment. Your answers prove that you are
there we
ready
go.
to...
I got your pattern. All I have to do is be cryptic in my responses and then you let me by. And to be fair, Josh Street, I don't think she's dead. She'll get up here in a second. You'll see. I'm just gonna walk through this door. And now... Oh. Huh. Aw. We do appear to be one person short. Whoops. Huh. Well, we may be loading things back in a second.
This is a stasis field with a living being trapped inside.
Hey John, how you doing?
It's some kind of sign. The tricorder can't read it. It must be a...
Maybe Data knows it?
I do not believe...
I mean, you would think Data would just have like all the languages in his memory banks. I don't feel like they really ever use that aspect of him.
This is written in a language with which I am unfamiliar. Given the premise that the Chodak once inhabited this world, it is possible that this could be a sample of Chodak writing. It is reasonable to assume that these controls are very complex. I could not guarantee to use them.
Yeah, use them anyway.
These controls are still in operation. The tricorder does not have sufficient data.
Fine. Doesn't look like I can help him out or anything yet.
There is no apparent path to that location.
Let's see. Is there anything else I can scan while I'm in here? I can't use the sign. They won't let me use the panel. Maybe Jordy can.
These controls.
It's too dangerous to play around with controls.
Okay, so we can't do anything with the field yet. Maybe Troy's woken up by now? Here's hoping. Yep, there she is. Yeah, you're fine, Troy. Nothing to fuss about. Okay, John, to be fair, I haven't killed anyone yet. When I'm checking, is that statement true? Yes. Yes, I have not killed anyone yet. Riker and Troy just only almost died. I mean, I haven't even used the phaser on anyone yet.
I am Media, the Gynarch of the Questers for Inner Strength. Chancellor Larock warned me about you.
I thought the other guys looked bad.
I'm Commander William Riker. What is this place?
This is the Grand Penatorium, where my subjects meet to become more disciplined and more firm-willed.
Did I just walk into a place that's like into bondage?
Your regimen sounds quite difficult.
It is. Only the most dedicated can accomplish the regime. What about you? You would be a good candidate for discipline, if only I still had my scepter of light.
Riker probably would go in for that too.
Why do you call yourselves the Questers for Inner Strength?
Our founder, Plagu, believed that the outer body must suffer to make the inner soul stronger. Only by learning to deny the sensations of our outer bodies can we make our spirits free.
That sounds like Gnosticism, I think.
Why don't you still have your scepter of light?
Those horrendous seekers took it from me during the last declaratory. I would give anything for it. We are planning revenge next time.
Why do you have a force field inside your temple?
There is a Chodak transporter pad behind it that the lawgiver frequently used during the last years of his life. We want to preserve it from prying eyes.
Maybe the original fifth scroll is back there. May we investigate it?
I have no desire to share my temple's treasures with aliens.
Lovely temple you have here.
Thank you. It stimulates our contemplations.
Can you help us find the original fifth scroll?
Sounds like what happens in Kuroga.
My people have always looked inside themselves for their strength. We have never cared for external things to aid our spiritual quest.
Thank you for your time.
You certainly wasted enough of it.
I feel like we should shoot her. That seems like a worthwhile thing to do.
It's an impenetrable force field.
Nothing is impenetrable.
No unusual readings.
You of all people should know that, Riker. I kind of hope that eventually I could use that somewhere to just make someone just so mad. Doesn't it seem like that's the sort of thing where you use it and someone's like, how dare you bring that music into this place? You knew no prisoners Matthew would show up sooner or later. I'm just saying, there's a lot of things that are solved with the phaser. I guess I can't walk to the volcanoes that it says walk toward. Maybe that's something that happens later.
The volcanoes are too far away to get a reading on.
Maybe if you walked to them. Nope. Nope, just gonna look. Okay, okay. I'm not one to judge. Oh look! The facehugger is coming out.
That was something I wasn't expecting.
Okay, let's scan these things.
They're doing just fine.
They're doing just fine. No complaints.
This isn't an exploratory mission.
Oh, come on, Riker.
I can't use this. I can't...
Now, I'm gonna walk to the seeds, but so help me, I'm not gonna bend over and pick up one. That would just be unacceptable. Nope, that doesn't do anything. Oh, alright. Okay, so far we have... I feel like we're missing one. We got the singers, we got the seekers, and we got the questers.
May the spirit of the lawgiver
We found Elant, but he was trapped inside some sort of stasis field. Have you ever...
Thank the lawgiver you found him. I was worried about my old friend. No, I have not heard of such a field, but it is probably Chodak in origin. We still find many Chodak devices here, and they are often operational, even after all these years.
Can you help us free Elant?
Without knowing how to operate the device, I have no way to assist you.
There was a control panel with a sign near it. We couldn't translate the writing.
The lawgiver made a great study of the ruins and developed a Chodak Garidian translator. I will upload it into your tricorder.
There we go.
Thank you very much.
Elant is my friend. I do hope you can free him, but if you will please excuse...
Can't you transport without going into a cross pose? I mean... Seems like you're just, I think you're just being, like, snobby, to be honest. Oh, and look! The seeds are wiggling now. I can't click on anything. Game's stuck. Well, isn't this interesting? Well, shoot! The game just soft-locked itself. It's been a while since I saved. Well, guys, I guess this is where we're going to be stopping tonight. And I'll try and get back to this point for whenever the next time I stream is. Thanks for hanging out. A little frustrating that it just did this to me. I'm trying some different key combinations, see if I can't, you know, force it out, but no. Nope, that's all she wrote tonight, guys. Thanks for joining, and, you know, hopefully it won't be too long before I can pick it up again. Yeah, I know, I'm sorry, I too am disappointed, but honestly, the last time I saved was... Oh, you know what? It wasn't that long ago, guys. It wasn't. It was back, back when I got Riker shot. I saved right before then. So, I actually... Maybe I don't need to be too worried. We can, you know what, I think we can actually click through this real quick. We can keep the fun going. We can at least see where we're at. Okay.
Ask me your question.
How can the sect...
I have...
You... Why?
I'm...
Question... Diff... You are... Who... You are... To know...
Alright. See if we can't keep the game from locking up on us this time. I need to use the tricorder on the sign. to maybe use the stasis
This
field.
stasis field stops the effects of time.
The tricorder can't read it. It must be a very obscure...
And have Data look at it, I'm guessing. And then we can get out of here.
Interesting.
You also, just for safety's sake. Yep. All right.
These control... These can...
All right. So now we can leave this place. Awesome. So now we can talk to Chancellor LaRoque. He'll give us the translator again.
Captain Picard.
Ugh. Using Riker.
May the spirit of the lawgiver strike.
We found...
Thank...
Can you help us free Alont?
Without...
There was a control...
The log...
Thank you.
Alon...
Very good. Dale can't go to the volcanoes. Fine, doesn't matter. Oops.
This...
You're right.
It is.
What? What?
Though...
Why do you have... Maybe...
I have... They...
Can you help?
My... You say...
Alright, there we go. We can leave this area. There is literally nothing else to do here because she's not going to help us. And we will save the game. Okay, so the Chanter's ring, I think it said it was stolen by the Questers. The Questers thing was stolen by the
I guess things can...
stolen by whoever these people are. The Seekers?
I can't use...
That's interesting. I'm gonna try and get this to sprout again. I mean, maybe it sprouting is actually a really bad thing. Hey, there goes the seeds. That's fine.
Was something I wasn't expecting.
Okay, okay. Very good. Didn't get locked that time.
The plants are drinking up the little bit of water in the soil.
What happens if I try to pick up
This
one?
isn't an
Nothing? Nothing?
I can't...
Alright. Let's get a move on then. Like, I kind of suspect by the end of all this, I'm going to somehow get all the different sects to give their stuff back. And that's how I'll be able to get the actual 5th scroll. I feel like somehow
it worked.
This
we now have detailed instructions
orchestra
on how
thing
to
is going to be the
panel.
you know, the first part of the Zelda trading game.
The controls still work.
By the lawgiver's wisdom, what is happening here?
Well, you done messed up, son, but I got you out of it.
I'm Commander William Riker of the Starship Enterprise, representing the United Federation of Planets. We're visiting Phrygia by permission of Chancellor Larac. I presume you are Aelant, exalted prominence of the Seekers.
I am indeed. This is all most peculiar, but according to my studies, the lawgiver expected us to have off-world visitors this year, so I should not be so surprised.
And I see you're rocking a great beard there.
How could the lawgiver foretell our coming in this particular year?
He was a prophet. Prophets are supposed to foretell things.
Fair enough.
Are you feeling all right?
Thank you for your concern. I am feeling a little dizzy, but I think it will pass.
What is this place?
I scarcely know myself. I only came through that door a few minutes ago, and I've not had much chance to look around. I suspect this is a room built by the Chodak, the original inhabitants of this world. Their ruins are all around us.
I know it seems like you were here only a few minutes, but it was much longer. You've been trapped in a stasis field. Time actually stopped.
Exactly, John. Anyone with a beard that nice looking must be trustworthy.
I see. It was a rather disorienting experience.
Do you remember what happened?
When I entered the room, I saw a pair of talismans sitting on that rock. I climbed down to get them, but as soon as I touched them, alarms sounded and I just lost consciousness. Then you were here when I awoke.
You've been in stasis over a month from what your assistant Natural told us.
Natural? That devious Dromefex is probably plotting some way to take over my position. I must return to the temple as quickly as possible. How can I thank you for rescuing me from that stasis field?
Can I have the key to the vault?
Thank you for your generosity, but a reward isn't necessary.
The customs of my sect compel me to show my gratitude. Here are the talismans I picked up, as well as the key to our vault, which holds the trophies we have won in the declaratory over the years. You may take up to 3 items to help you in your mission.
Thank you. We'll try to use your gifts wisely.
Please excuse me. The effects of the stasis field have worn me out. I will rest here a while and then return to my temple. I'm sure I must have been missed.
John, that devious drum effects is an impressive sounding insult. Yeah.
This thing is operating at a phase variance of 3,000 kilohertz. This thing is operating at a phase variance of 5,000 kilohertz.
Interesting. That sounds like something the Chanters might be interested in. Let's go raid the vault. Whoops, hold on. Turn down the phaser power. Okay, so I can get a device. I can get the staff, the statuette. So 2 of these things I'm gonna need. For now, I'm just gonna get the golden ring. Oh no! Did I just mess up? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Tell me I can use
that will.
No! Darn it, Matthew. I think I messed up. Yeah, Cinnabon, I'm pretty sure I chose poorly. I guess I should have just taken everything. I was thinking I'd be able to come back. Maybe I can get the key again?
returned the missing ring. In your honor, we shall sing
the loveliest chant, watch your step.
Watch your step.
Thank you for letting us hear that. It was very enlightening.
Since you enjoyed it,
that's interesting.
I see no way of using this with...
Can I show it to him?
You are very
No. That's real frustrating, guys. I really think I messed that up. Which, hey, at least now we know what sort of game this is. This is a sort of game that will absolutely let you mess everything up.
What do you...
Thank you for your...
You, sir?
I can't use this with that.
Can't I?
I can't use... I can't use...
Yeah, when in doubt, use your phaser. True, I could try.
I can't use...
No, stop it.
This melody...
Stop it.
What would I do? What would I...
I don't think that... The Chodak must have made this. I don't think that's...
I'm real annoyed at myself. I even thought maybe I should save this game real quick. But then I didn't. I use it on the seedlings. Nope. Okay. Where did Riker go? He just walked into the ground. Did y'all see it? He's gone. And there goes Data. Bye, Data. Have a good trip. Riker engaged his cloaking device. There might be one or two flaws in the game. A bug or two, perhaps. Maybe that's what they meant by watch your step. I didn't watch my step and look what happened.
I can't make it work with... I can't... The plants make sounds by... There aren't very many of them. It might be an endangered... I can't make... I can't...
So now I just can't get to the pyramid, huh? Huh. Huh. Can he get back? Like, is he gone for good? It's like once he walks away, that's it. Oh my goodness. No, no, don't do it. No, Riker, come back. Come back. I mean, look what's going on here. Just boom, gone. He's gone. Damn it. When was the last time I even saved? Had I been here yet? I must have been, because she's not talking to me. I'm pretty sure I bought this one off... No, GOG doesn't have this one. Easy does it, Data. Easy does it. There you go. Okay. Do y'all think that this time round I should just take everything? Or do you think I should try to limit myself to only 3 things? Because there's 5 things in there. I know one of them is definitely the ring. I know one of them is the Staff of Light that the other lady wants. I feel like
these instructions
maybe I should look at things and scan them.
It will not be hard to deactivate the state.
Like maybe instead of just trying to guess, I should carefully look at things. I mean, call me crazy. Speaking of crazy, I hear one of my children crying. So I should probably go take care of that.
William Wright.
That's...
He said, "Is he continue to just sit here?"
What? I
know it's...
Do you... When I... Not... Thank the cost... Here, thank... Please...
Okay, so let's go ahead and say that real quick, and I'm gonna go have to take care of my kid there. Sorry everyone, but you have a great night, and for real this time, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to hit that like button and share it with your friends. If you haven't subscribed yet, I hope you will, and be sure to hit that bell icon to be notified of all the updates I do on this channel. If you want to support the work I'm doing here, then